what's there left to say? Throw your stones the river, like me it drifts away. I would watch you stare, I would watch you stare. Oh, but there's no one there. We can figure this out. Put your feet down. We are the lucky ones. Swallow your choice, it's done.
Alright, well, I do believe it is that time. Hello and welcome to the SOTL SCA Open Team League. My name is Just Jordan. I'm joined here today by Shir Shaddai. What's up, Shir Shaddai?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Now that your webcam is pointed a little bit down and at your face. Right? Awesome.
Sort of, kind of, I think.
Not nearly as long as the timer. Delay is 90 seconds, as per the usual.
Yes, we have a long timer because we're never sure we're actually going to start on time, because 9 times out of 10 something happens. So we don't want anybody hanging out looking at the thing saying, I have no idea how long it is until it starts. So we want to make sure we've got a little bit of leeway.
So we actually kicking this thing off? I know we got invited to a... Wow. It looks like we are. My goodness.
We are inviting the second player. Our first map is going to be Abyssal Reef, as you may have noticed with the overlay, and you see it there. Snazzy little waiting page. Unfortunately, one of our players appears to be AFK, though, so that's not as ideal.
Uh-oh. That's going to be a problem. But hey, sorry about that lightly masked yawn there. It is currently 6 a.m. local time for me and Sheer, so...
Coffee for the win.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have coffee this time. My goodness.
No.
Well, it's because I can only really drink like 1 cup at a time, so I don't see 1 cup of coffee for just me, you know? Like
I
it
drink
isn't
2 at least.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, I wish we had a Keurig or a single cup brewer. That would be great.
I got you.
Unfortunately, just not an option. Not at this time.
Understood. But as we said, we are waiting on one of our players to get into lobby. Won't name any names, so I'll leave that for the admins for later if they care.
So look at the matchups. 3 TVPs.
Yes, and it's PVZ. I was very happy to see a Protoss in each group.
Every single match.
Every single match is a Protoss. Feels amazing, man. Does my heart good.
Sheer is a Protoss main. I myself am a Zerg main, so... I guess I'm rooting for Wally then. I don't have any other.
Rooting for the Zerg and the ZVP?
Hashtag unbiased casters.
I play all 3 races, but I am partial to Protoss, who can actually beat a Terran right now. To be fair, my ladder on NA server is actually even in PvT. I'm right at 50%. I finally got it back up to there. But I still do struggle in the matchup in tournaments, for example. So I'm still looking for the unicorn, as it were. The player and the build that can beat the race consistently.
I really like the 1 to 2 adepts plus mothership core plus pylon pressure.
But it's
that build makes me happy to watch.
It's not consistent though. I mean, it seems like it's almost too easy to hold. I feel like. I mean, I just watched Pilly try to do it 3 times in a row. The 3rd game, time held, and just raffle stomped Pilly. So, I mean, it's decent, but if it's the only thing you have in your toolkit, you're gonna be in for a bad time.
Yep, maybe on learn to counter
it. If you're on a ladder, maybe it's fine if they don't know it's coming, and you may be able to get away with it. But in a tournament, in a best of 3 situation, you're probably not. So I'm looking for at least a couple builds, like a couple all-ins are nice to have, maybe a couple cheeses, but I need some good macro builds. So I'm by definition a macro player. I really do prefer to play the macro style. But then as Terran playing off race, my main race is Diamond 2 Protoss, but my off race of Terran is Plat 1, and it feels like I can do pretty much anything I want to and beat Protoss, and not like there's ever any on the ladder. It's like that moment when you want to practice a new build versus Protoss and you can't queue into one. It's always sad. Oh, I didn't tweet out. I guess we've got a couple minutes.
Yeah, it looks like it. We're still waiting on one of our players to be ready. I'm not sure what's going on there. One of them is not accepting invite. Oh, there he is. We got him. Cool. Finally about to get into it. The second that Sheer Shaddai tabs away.
I am back in it.
I was going to say, you have plenty of time. The game hasn't been queued up. But yeah, it is going to be Protoss versus Protoss.
It's supposed to be a Protoss versus Terran, but I won't complain. PvP best mirror.
Angel is watching on mobile secretly at work. Nice.
Feels good, man.
Oh, there it goes. Race check is complete. Why are you saying yes?
Yes, they're ready to go. Oh no, they're not ready to go, but we're one step closer.
Ah, we have a go-go.
Have you go from one player?
Finally, might be ready to kick this thing off. It's gonna be.
The problem is the player we're missing a go-go from is the one who's been waiting patiently in the party.
You're typing in party chat, not lobby
Yes.
chat. Tilted.
I was typing to Rafe in that case, but I forgot about the other.
Huh, secretly, but she told all of us.
Yes.
I'm watching secretly at work. He says aloud to everyone who's casting.
Feels
What's up,
good, man. Here we go.
Lib75 in chat. What's up, dude?
Lib75.
What's up, dude?
See
Ooh.
what happens when I try to type too fast in chat.
Oh, I thought maybe you tried to type it and your sub ran out. I was like, ooh.
No. Nope. Nope.
Oh man, do you have any idea what time it is?
Where he is, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, 12, something like that. 6 hours ahead of us.
Something like that. Band of Brothers, Beyond Idol. It's gonna be Shy One, his name when we get into it. Oh man. You hear those game sounds. I can't even wait. Normally we would chit chat, but I want to get right into it. Especially because I'm sincerely hoping to see that that pylon aggression. It's just so much fun to watch. Because Terrans have been doing that early aggression stuff to Zerg since the dawn of time, so to see it the other way around.
So that's why you like it.
To
I
see
just
see the handful
you
of
just
Terran
like to
Marines
see-
scrambling.
I
Oh,
just
what
like
do we
to
do?
see it. This reciprocation there. I gotcha. I gotcha, man.
Payback for the 3x Reaper.
Yes.
Alright, spawning at the top right. Top left. Sorry, it is still early. Spawning at the top left for Band of Brothers. It is Shy One. Pink Terran.
And spawning in the bottom right, the green Protoss representing VK Black. It is Junbo.
Ugh. Casting with cold hands is as bad as playing StarCraft with cold hands.
I actually don't feel like it is. I kind of feel like it isn't as much work mechanically as playing. That's just me, though. Unfortunately, no pylon rush right now.
Well, it's not time yet. You have to wait till the mothership core is on its way. You don't want to show your hand too early.
You gotta be kidding me. Well, it's not happening
Gas
now.
steal?
I want gas stealing. SCV is going to actually die. So that's good. So that's seriously going to delay this.
Burn and overcharge, though.
Anything, actually. No, yeah, but look at the gas count. It's going to be a while before he's even got enough gas to make a mothership core, and then he's not going to have anything to deal with the Reaper when it comes across. And it is on its way now. Looks to be a 2-1-1 opener out of our Terran player, Shy One.
Yeah, and Warp Gate might not even be finished.
Warpgate's not going to start for a little while because he's delayed his gas income so much. Oh, it wasn't canceled though. He did kill the gas geyser.
Well, I
That's
mean,
not-
it's a whopping loss of what, 25 minerals?
No, it's a total. It is 75 minerals for a gas geyser for Terran
Yeah,
Protoss.
But if he'd
But he
cancel it,
didn't cancel it. He didn't cancel it. It got,
I was gonna say if he canceled it, he would have got 50 of those
canceled it.
back.
Exactly. If he canceled
So-
it, he gets like 38-ish. He gets 75% of the cost back. Oh, we actually will have a pylon rush, but the mothership core. This is like the latest pylon rush ever.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be accompanied by an adept. It's gonna be accompanied by a zealot.
Yeah, which honestly is not a terrible deal. It just means it's going to be a little bit harder to micro. And
And this
actually,
Reaper, gets surrounded.
feels good, man.
Oh,
But I say
Only
the probes
killing
need to get
2
back.
workers.
There they go. So the first pylon is going to be killed before it gets overcharged, but there's another pylon in position that will be able to range the reactor. And that's really the important part of this. Now this bunker actually is going to make it much easier. Why did he overcharge the pylon?
I'll never know.
And he's going to be able to
Oh, nice
cut down the
timing.
mothership. But the bunker is just going to make this easy to hold. And this is the problem, is this build is just so easy to hold. So that's effectively 200 minerals and you've killed a marine. Didn't get anything else. It's like, he's got a couple stalkers over here that can pressure, and he can just kite these marines for days. But he has to be careful, he just needs to be running right now. He does get another marine. High ground vision will make it easier to chase these marines down. So this is the part where the trading actually starts getting a little bit better for Junpo. Resources Lost still has the Protoss in favor. Just through the number of marines that have gone down right now. He's actually forcing the natural off. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and we see he's at 34 workers to 27, so he's had a worker increase. I don't want him to overextend here. I feel like that's really the big risk, because if he loses these 3 stalkers, the potential for counterattack is just too huge.
Yeah, there's a Marauder right now, so he needs to be very careful how he goes into this. 1 stalker already on orange health. Behind this, we do have the robotics facility is already down. We have additional gateways going down. Actually, Cybercore's Whipgate research was very delayed. For whatever reason, he just never started it, and he should have already had it completed. I am this discombobulated by this lack of Whipgate right now. He should have already had a Whip in round. He's just super delayed. It looks like he was manually producing stalkers based on his count. He was just making them, so he didn't ever have the gas to start Whipgate. But that is very very awkward actually. Gonna make reinforcing very difficult, so it means it's gonna be delaying his pressure a lot. He's getting a robotic space, so he doesn't tend to go either into Disruptor Tech or Colossus. Due to the lack of Twilight, I would assume Colossus.
What does the lack of Twilight have to do with anything? Just curious.
Because you need to be getting into, in order to get Colossus out, a Colossus costs 300 minerals and 200 gas. An extended thermal lance is 200 minerals, 200 gas research. So Twilight Council, it costs 100 gas plus the research that comes out of it that costs between 100 and 200. It's just not something you can afford this early on. So it is going to be Colossus production as well as extended thermal lance, and you'll have a Twilight come down after it. So that's actually a really good way to tell what it's going to be, is if you don't see a Twilight early, it's more likely going to be faster Colossus. If you scout the Twilight, it probably will still be Colossus production, but extended thermal lance will be delayed.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Blink. Oh, you said no Twilight.
That's the Twilight. That's exactly the point of the Twilight, is you're getting Colossus, which is good versus this early bio pressure, but because you will not have Blink, you can't be active on the map.
Oh, okay, I
You
see.
can't really ever push across. You can't really, like, if he has Blink, he could actually meet this army in the middle right now and just pressure. Like, snipe a few units, move back, force a few stems, and blink out. And every time you force a stem out of the Terran army, it's going to reduce the amount of energy in the medevacs. It's going to make it more difficult for the army to... It's going to knock down the staying power.
Yeah, I think he wants to use his pylon over here for overcharge if he can, but
The
oh my
Pylon's division-
god.
Oh my goodness, it's going to lose it. Colossus almost immediately. Barely micros that away. The thing about Colossus styles is only 2 observers on the map right now. With Colossus, you have to have the robotics facility time to produce Colossus and can't make observers really. So he's using the pylons for drop vision, and losing that Colossus is huge. He's got another one that's popped out already, but the army cannot fight toe-to-toe right now. Pylon's not in position to overcharge close. He's knocking down this one in the back right now to make sure he doesn't get overcharged behind him. Extended Thermal Lance is not actually done yet, so he can't really engage the army. Oh, it did? Okay.
It did just finish.
The
initial engagement, he didn't have it, and that's why the Colossi went so far to the front.
Yeah, the siege tank that is here now is going to make this extremely difficult to deal with, and the fact there's only one Colossus means breaking this position is going to be extremely difficult. There are no sentries in this army right now either, actually, so we're not going to have any force fields or guardian shield. Siege tank already up, it's going to start shelling as soon as he gets pushed into it. Here it goes. Shelling has begun. So far, the Protoss army is standing fairly strong. The Zealots running forward is going to mess up the AI of the siege tank. Siege tank actually focused fire the Colossus for a second, and the army's stimming on top of it. Good micro though. He's going to be able to finally push this back. He does pick up a medevac, which is really nice. If he had Blink, he could have picked up a couple more of them. So honestly, this was not a terrible fight. Not a terrible fight. He is gonna stim again and try to push into this, but the Colossus is gonna make it very difficult to actually take a solid fight here.
Yeah, it's juicy bait, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He absolutely wants to keep that Colossus count low. Picking off the first Colossus was an absolutely huge pickup. But you see the army going to continue from the Terran player trying to deny this third base, or at least continue to pressure it, possibly snipe more Colossus. The fact that he's only on one siege tank, though, is a huge boon for Junbo.
Lots of things in production now. Blink finally about to finish.
1-1 is about to finish as well, and that's going to be
tank.
probably the most important part of this. Tank is about to go down, so there's another good pick. Fire Force back again. As soon as Blink is done, these Stalkers can chase, but there's only 7 of them right now.
Yeah, there's exactly nothing here at the natural to defend, so a drop over here would be extremely effective right now for the Terran player, but he just keeps throwing all of his army and supply at that one area and just not getting anything done. He was able to take a lot of the shields off of that Nexus, but that's about it. And trade out with the army, but at this point you want to be doing damage, not necessarily just trading with your opponent.
Resources lost right now do favor the Terran player, but income right now favors the Protoss as far as gas anyway. Minerals are even, but we actually have no meals on the map, so whenever that happens, they'll be a little bit better. If you look at the map vision right now for Junbo, even though he doesn't really have army in position, his map vision of the southern portion of the map is good enough that he'll be able to reinforce sufficiently fast enough to stop a drop. And we actually have a depth on the other side of the map pressuring as well. He's able to force a lift up in the third and kill a few SCVs there. He's in the main as well. So pretty good harassment on the other side of the map right now. Lots of SCVs just not even mining at all as Shaiwan tries to push into this third base location. Liberators and the tanks actually aren't sieged yet. So this is going to be a pretty good fight for. Oh my goodness, he's falling back. Liberators are sieging forward, sort of doing their little bunny hop trick. He's got 4 Liberators, 2 siege tanks. So he's just going to keep pushing forward on this position, trying to get in position. Siege tanks do not get sieged in time. Excellent timing. Picks off 2 Liberators, 2 siege tanks, basically for free. Denied a lot of mining on the other side of the map. Continuing to whip in, actually DTs as well on the other side. No detection available right now. We do have a few scans for...
Oh my gosh. This entire Terran army has gone down.
It absolutely has. He lost his siege power. He was completely out of position. He overextended with his siege tanks, and he overextended with his Liberators, trying to, I guess, push the issue. Should get some counter damage done. Right now we have 17 worker kills for Junbo compared to the only 8 of Shaiwan. And he was trying to make something happen on the other side of the map. He really didn't have the army to defend. Scan comes down to pick up these DTs, but all 3 of them are lifted up into the main and they're going to be able to start working on production. Another siege tank in the main that can be very easily sniped down. He's actually just going to run out of this scan. All 3 DTs stacked together. So many 3 scans wasted to take down 3 DTs is another sacrifice that right now Shaiwan cannot afford, as he's got a rather large army in his face now. Third CC is going to go down. A lot of these SCVs as well. 1 siege tank is all that really has. Okay, never mind. There's a second siege tank in the natural now, and this all of a sudden
Yeah,
is a
but
much more fortified position.
yeah, but I mean, at this game, do you really have to push into that as the Protoss player? I mean, you've
Not
killed
at
the
all. I
fourth.
know me. You have a fourth base on the way. The third base has gone down. You just took out one of the barracks of production. That's already 20% of the
Shy,
total production available.
Shaiwan had a fourth base as well that we just completely missed going down. The Protoss force killed it on its way to the third, based on where it was located.
Oh my goodness! I didn't know. I didn't even see that.
Oh
That
yeah.
is less than ideal for sure.
The resources lost tab will
Protoss
tell you that.
base.
3,000 more.
Oh yeah, I gotcha. And now he's just gonna push straight in. Guardian should a good unit right now. Upgrades, two upgrades on top of his Terran opponent. Jumbo will push through to victory.
Very nice. Junbo. You were
So
victor.
a little bit of questionable aggression in the early game turned into a really solid hold on the third base location. Even though he lost to Colossus, he was able to get across the map and distract and force errors out of Shaiwan. Very well played.
Alright, we have the crown up by Junbo.
Party invite, please, sir.
It's been a while since I've done these.
Actually, Jordan, can you accept the thank
Yeah,
you?
I got it.
I know you're doing other important
Got
things, and I'm like,
this.
eh.
I got this. June bro.
June bro, feels good, man.
So, I mean, is that the meta right now? Delaying blink so you can get Colossi faster?
Versus two base tank pushes, it really is. That's really all that you can use to break tank sieges. You need a way to deal with the siege tanks, because once you get two siege tanks set up, it's very difficult for a gateway army to break the siege, especially on this map, Abyssal Reef, because you have a lot of chokes available. And whenever they get liberators and tanks set up, it's just extremely difficult to deal with. In fact, actually, the Lima League Grand Finals, Bjorn versus Zest in the last game, Bjorn went for a 2-tank push and just absolutely ran slap over Zest, because it's just such a strong army comp, and if you don't have any Colossus, you really can't deal with it at the moment. So it sort of is to rush 2-base Colossus and get upgrades and just take a delayed third, and then try to create some counter pressure on the other side of the map with a Warp Prism or just Adept Run Bys or whatever you have available, just in order to buy time, more or less. Do something to distract your opponent, and it just worked extremely well in the last game, to where it forced a lot of mistakes out of Shaiwan, trying to speed up his push.
So this is confusing. Justice Simon, 2-time Grandmaster finisher, but he's currently in Diamond 3?
On this server, but I don't know. Maybe he
No,
just doesn't
he's
play.
finished Grandmaster twice on the server.
No, I don't know. Maybe this season he just hasn't played this server.
Something. Yeah, but your MMR decay isn't going to bring you to Diamond 3.
Depends on how drunk you get. I don't know.
I
Honestly, I
don't
have no
know.
answer for you.
Berserker getting into it. Another PvT, this time on Abyssal Reef again. Whoops, they're going to have to reload
No,
this one.
hey, this is not the map I started. This is not where I told it to go.
Yeah, something is wrong.
I clicked Belshear. I know I clicked Belshear.
Just another BattleNet bug. At least that's what we're going to blame it on. Ain't that right? It's
Well,
asking me to
two.
go to Abyssal Reef
It's
again.
doing it again.
Pass lead.
It's not letting me create the party.
Why didn't you pass lead to Bloody Wraith?
So I can create lobbies faster than she can, because she's trying to do other things.
Oh, okay. Belshir, right?
Yes. Yay.
Did it say Belshir this time?
Yes, it did. There we go.
That was wrong. My God. So many things to do. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I usually do it, because you're doing other things.
Yep, I think we got everything taken care of. And we're loaded into the proper map.
Uh-oh. Lost someone.
Suck. There we go.
Yay.
I can never tell if the music is too loud. It doesn't look too loud to me, but I guess that's for audience to know and to tell us. Yeah. No, I mean, oh, there I'm clipping again. I'm trying to mess with the gain to where I can be heard at least, but not so loud that I'm clipping.
I understood.
There's like a 1/2 millimeter area on the dial where that is actually a thing.
Seems like.
And it's never the same. When I'm casting on different channels, it's always a different spot.
We appear to actually be okay. We're in the right map. The players are the right races. Okay, take 2 is good.
Spawning at the bottom right for Band of Brothers. It is the Blue Terran Sock.
Spamming in the upper left. Yes, that's exactly what's going on right now. Spawning in the upper left. Our yellow Terran representing BK Black. It is Justice Simon.
You called him a Terran. Haha.
Called him a Terran. I'm looking at the chat and the rage, and I don't know what's going on. He's a Protoss, guys. I obviously need more coffee. I was expecting some chatter as a result of this conversation. I don't know about you.
Yeah, a little bit of banter between our players here. Went ahead and highlighted it for chat. Wow, once you do your spray, the cooldown on that is 214 seconds.
It's a total of 5 minutes between sprays. The cooldown starts in the beginning of the game. You can actually spray a total of 5 times in a game, but it takes a total of 25 minutes for that to work.
Well, the cooldown says 214, so that's, what, 3.5 minutes and 4 seconds?
Yeah, but we're already a minute 45 into the game.
Oh, nice. He's trying to gas steal, but it looked like he was trying to gas steal, but the SCV blocked the refinery at the last moment.
Excellent plays. Whenever I see an SCV get in my base that fast, I just put it on hold position put him in hold position on one of my geysers, because I've had too many gas steals, and it's just extremely annoying. I'd rather have a little bit less mineral mining than miss a geyser for that long.
No, I was talking about Simon and still Terran gas.
Exactly, but he responded the same way. It's just, it's not as big of a video for Terran because you have a natural base you can take gas on if necessary. And a lot of the times, you don't necessarily need your second gas that quickly, although in this case we do, because he's opening a 1 barracks factory.
Yeah, Scarecrow in chat says, play this when the Reaper is made, but no Reaper was made. No Reaper was made this day.
Yep.
So factory right next to the barracks with the reactor. Does that mean we're going to get 4 Marines and then immediately into, what, Cyclone production? Mines, maybe?
Probably going to be a 1-1-1 Marine mine into Liberator. That's what Innovation's doing. Oh, it actually is going to be a Cyclone, so never mind. That's the one thing Innovation likes to do right now, but the Marine Cyclone pressure is actually fairly common as well. It's actually really good on maps that have no ramp into the natural. which, to be fair, is most of them at this point.
Those lazy Marines, not even attacking the Adept coming into the base.
Yep, he just went around the wrong way, and this guy's gonna be here in time to say, oh, hi. Leads the shade, sees the factory, knows it's making, but he's not gonna scout the Cyclone. Cyclone is actually going to sort of kind of hang out. Oh, he actually may have noticed, but it barely got anything off before the Adept died. Fast Twilight. So it's gonna be a blink pressure, possibly. Well, he's going into blink. Not sure if it's gonna be a blink pressure or what the plan is.
Yeah, no medevac with this, just the Marines and the Cyclone under pressure here behind this.
Yeah, it's actually capable of getting a lot of work done simply because they burst down pylons so quickly. I'm getting a little bit split up because of the rally.
Yeah, VK Gaming in chat is saying, Simon, please make your first victory in SOTL, failfish. Has he really never won a match? That would be crazy. Feels real bad, man.
Well, to be completely honest, if he doesn't win, he can balance mine. Alright, and here's when the overcharge has to happen. Oh my goodness, this pylon's just gonna burn straight down. He does overcharge it, but look how late that was. He's gonna overcharge the back one because he's back. He's gonna be able to save the core. This front pylon's never gonna complete if he actually focuses. He wants to work on, okay, he doesn't kill the pylon. These stalkers that manage to work into the main come out and start working on the priming. Cope's pulled against the Cyclone, but these stalkers, this is actually getting a lot of work done with this little harassing force. This is why Cyclones are playing, because they just have such high DPS armor, which is pretty much all of Protoss early game. Resources lost very much in favor of the Terran player. Delayed his stem a little bit to get that work done, and by a little bit, I mean he's only just finishing his barracks to start tech labs, so his stem is going to be, instead of finishing like now with a 2-1-1, it's going to only be just starting. It takes almost 2 minutes to research.
But he killed 7 of those early game workers. He's still behind somehow. I'm not sure if his macro was slipping, but 7 worker kills even with...
It's because it sort of looks like he's going to be behind, but income right now is in favor of the Terran because he's got mules.
Mules!
Chrono boost on the next eye until you have 2 base saturation is basically the reason Protoss can maintain the worker count. Right now it's actually even, but you also have mules as well. Momentary pause of probes, but he is going to resume to get ready to saturate his 3rd base, which is halfway through. Observer scouting everything. It's actually going to be a defensive. Look at how defensive Sock is being right now. He's got a siege tank and a liberator covering his ramp. Looking for that observer, but it's actually hanging out way farther forward than most would expect, and it's just kind of running around looking to see if there's a 3rd base or whatever. He actually has seen the 3rd base coming down. Loading up a bunker. What is he afraid of?
I have no clue what
It's
the deal is
almost
there.
like I don't know, and forgive me for not knowing this, but I don't know if it's if Simon is an aggressive player or what. But here comes this 2-base tank push, looking for that observer again, but the observer is completely out of position and does not see this army moving out. So even if he lost it, he'd have the idea. Now we actually do have a stalker with division on this army move out just in time to catch that. He's actually going to start playing with the liberator. Blinks away.
Oh man.
So close. I wonder what the latency looks like for Justice Simon. But this 3rd base is about to be under siege, and I don't think there's a way that Simon can stop it.
Yeah, this is the worst place to have to deal with a Terran siege from on this map. It's
Absolutely.
just such a pain.
Widow mines as well as siege tanks. You can never get underneath the liberators to deal with the liberators and siege tank. He's actually going to be able to take down the liberator very quickly. And he's going to focus down the siege tanks. The Immortals actually makes this doable. And never mind, to be honest, Simon's actually holding this fairly easily.
Oh my gosh, kills everything.
Takes down everything. Is he going to get the... he doesn't quite get the medevac. Medevac escaped from 7 HP. That was literally 1 hit away. Probe pull into that actually made that doable. 3 Immortals plus the probe pull. So actually, that push that looked terrifying, Simon had exactly what he needed. He lost a lot of his army. Resources lost. Actually still in favor of the Terran, even after losing all of that. Because then you have units like sentries that go down. He lost all 3 sentries. and a few adepts. 1 adept, 11 stalkers so far, but he whoops in another 4 sentries, so sentries are amazing. Having Guardian Shield going into that made it so much easier to deal with. For those of you that don't know, Guardian Shield is an ability that sentries cast. It's that little bubble-looking thing that reduces incoming damage by a significant amount. It effectively gives Protoss units an armor buff, increasing their armor by 2. So if they're on +1 armor, it counts as though they had +3. If they're on +3 armor, it counts as though they had +5. So Marines just don't do damage versus a lot of targets. So siege tanks damage reduced as well. And it's such a big deal in the early game. Not as much later as upgrades begin to come into effect. I actually like this army comp, to be honest, out of Simon. He doesn't have any splash damage right now. Look at the immortal count.
Yeah, it is fairly high. A couple of these units taking some odd pathing decisions. I guess they're gonna go, oh snap. But does Simon see this Terran army? He does now.
He just has the watchtower, so he's able to get on it. He actually is gonna pick up one of these artifacts for you. I think he'll start focus firing siege tanks very quickly. He actually force field a siege tank. And it's just smashed straight down. Simon looking really good. He doesn't have a warp prism right now. Oh, scratch that. Where is it? Okay, it's just flying across the...
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Preemptive GG, no good.
This is the where it goes horribly wrong. He doesn't actually have any Guardian Shield right now. That's not ideal. This bunker in the 3rd base is gonna go down. Not really any anti-air shield. Look better than the This army has just got so much heat to it. It's gonna be very difficult for Thok to break this position. 3rd CC does get lifted. He's gonna lose all the SCVs in the natural. He's trying to repair it to make sure it doesn't go down. But Simon's sitting in siege tank fire. He's dancing his units. It's not over yet. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. He's ahead, but I wouldn't say that he's
gonna
quite
win
that
this
far
game.
ahead. He doesn't have any anti-air.
He's literally using sentries, tentacle cannons to take this down.
The tickle cannons. Tickle cannons go.
No, and Sock actually taps out, and Simon will win. But man, that wasn't necessary. I mean, he actually finally gets to win a game, but so there's that. But still, like,
it was
man,
2-2 versus 1-1, and he caught the siege tanks out of position.
Absolutely.
And what made it seemed like BM to Sock was literally just celebration on behalf of Simon.
And I know it. It's just like
Chad is telling me he's 0-4.
I definitely understand his reasoning for it. I'm just like, feels bad, man.
So, I had a thought during that game when I was looking at the bunker positioning on that 3rd base for the Terran because it was kind of blocking one of the mineral patches. And I was like, huh. I was thinking, hey, every time that something is underused in the game, D. Kim steps in and is like, you know, we're not seeing, like, for example, we're not seeing carriers at high-level competitive play, so we're going to...
I'll let you know. Never mind, wait then. Wait. Are we done?
I don't know, let's see. I want to finish my rant, though.
Oh, man. Okay, go ahead.
My rant, sorry. So I want, you know, carriers aren't being used, so let's nerf the interceptor cost, things like that. I want for things like random things that don't get used to come to the forefront, not just units. Like I want D. Kim to come out and be like, so we've noticed that Neo Steel framing is not really being used at high-level competitive play.
Are you aware that is why you have SkyToss and PVZ right now? They're like, we don't see any carriers anymore, so we're gonna make them free. Same thing with Swimhost, they just made them so cheap to produce.
Yeah.
So, I just expect anybody else with that opinion to just kind of get slapped, and I find it especially hilarious that and you're not exactly visceral hatred versus Protoss here. I don't know. I don't know, just my opinion on the matter. But anyway, congratulations to VK Black as they will qualify for the bracket playoffs.
So does that mean that they're...
I believe.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, after that game, Sock informed everyone, by the way, we forfeit next match. Good luck in quarter. GG. So I'm not sure if maybe there are other players around here because I don't see anybody else for Vander Brothers in the chat. Or I have no clue. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Even if they were to win the next game, the bonus points for Vicious Killers would allow them to advance in third place while leaving Band of Brothers in fourth. So even if they were able to win the next round and then finish, unless they finished with the 2-1, with the 3-1, I think it would have been...
It wouldn't change the standings.
It wouldn't have been enough. I don't think it would have been enough. They would have had to have bonus points because every time you substitute a player, you lose a point. If the player is the same race, and every time you substitute a player with a different race, you lose 2 points.
Oh.
And they are a -1 right now. So because of the +2 from VK Black, which is an indication of bonus points due to not dropping maps, they are not going to be able to qualify. So they are going to go ahead and forfeit the end, and I believe that's the way it works. I believe that's the reason they're forfeiting, is because they don't actually have an opportunity to advance. So that does mean that our final teams in Group A anyway look to be Sif Gaming 1F Pro and VK Black. Looks like we actually still have Team Flames 2 to play versus Sif Gaming on the 12th in 2 days. But that's not going to affect the... that may affect seeding if Team Flames is able to beat Sif Gaming, but I don't think they can actually shake them out of first place. And then on the 12th, actually on the 11th, we also have ESR versus All Stars Thailand, but that's actually going to be our first place versus our last place, so that won't affect placements. And then also on the 11th, Team Flames versus Devious Metaducks. Team Flames 1 versus Devious Metaducks, and that actually, I think that one actually has a good chance because that's places 4 and 6 rather. So it's because those two are actually rather close, but it looks like Team Flames is actually missing a lot of bonus points, so I'm not entirely sure how that's going to mathematically compute. And then Exile 5 versus VK White is on the 12th, and that actually should be really good, because that's going to be second place versus third place, and seeding is a huge deal. Because the top 2 seeds will have buys in the semifinals.
This
is getting pretty exciting, man.
Yeah, I've never actually... This is my first team league at all, so seeing how like all the points work and stuff is pretty interesting.
I just realized I have the most glorious cowlick.
Oh yeah, but if you don't turn your head, no one knows.
Well, I'm just looking at the stuff reading off of information on my monitor.
I gotcha. Oh my gosh, so I guess that's it for us. No more games.
Unfortunately, that is it for today. We only had this one series on the day, and like I said, our next series is going to be on the 11th. We will have a doubleheader that day. We'll have ESL versus All Stars Thailand and Team Flames 1 versus Devious Metaducks. Those times are 4 p.m. Singapore and 6 p.m. Singapore on Saturday. And they're actually both in Group B. It's interesting to see the same group with games on the same day. I haven't seen that yet, so it's just based on availability. And then actually we have Group A has a game at 4 p.m. Singapore on Saturday as well. So there's actually going to be two series played out on the same day. That's interesting.
Interesting stuff.
But anyway, that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for hanging out, for coming by. If you have not already, be sure to follow us here at SSAC_official. Also, be sure to follow Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at SSAC_official. And you can also follow us individually on Twitter and Twitch.tv as well. Jordan has a lovely graphic under his name, and actually I do too now. Feels good, man. You can find us on Twitch and Twitter at our usernames as shown below. And you can Jordan actually has a better set of YouTube than I do, but if you search Here Should I on YouTube, you can find my channel where I have some lower ranked guides for early Protoss players, beginning Protoss players. I'm going to be creating some more as soon as I figure out what kind of information I want to communicate. But be sure to check us out. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yep, Sure Should I's guides got me from bronze to platinum with my off race of Protoss.
Feels amazing, man.
It could also be that their units are just all completely OP. But for the sake of promoting Sure Should I's YouTube channel, we'll say that that's what did it.
Seems legit.
Man. But yeah, definitely go check it out.
Shameless sellout mode.
Oh man, I was gonna go into full infomercial mode, but it is too early for impressions. All right, so I guess we'll show the Nidus video and we'll be out.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, well.
If you guys are not familiar with the Nidus, this is a great video, but what the Nidus is, and I say we because I'm part of them too, it's an amateur grassroots really tournament organization out of North America that runs platinum diamond tournaments at Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time in the United States on Saturdays, which is 9 a.m. Singapore. 9 a.m. Singapore. So if you ever get to hang out, that would be awesome, just to watch or even to play. But we're going to show you a little promotional video they put together, and then we'll be out.
Yep, faux show. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later.